Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick, the King of Cars. Today, we're here at Geneva Concours. It's a big show that they host here in Geneva, Illinois. Never been to it before, but they haven't had one since COVID, and I figured it was gonna be pretty good. Max seems to agree it's pretty good. A lot of amazing cars gonna show up today, including this Carrera GT, which I'll intro in a minute. It's gonna be a great time today, and I hope you'll stick around. But before we begin with the Porsche Carrera GT, hi there. Patrick from the future here, because I would like to thank today's video sponsor. I don't have one of those yet, but I do have something to say. If you enjoy the video and you like the cars and are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a whole bunch, and you can always change your mind later. Now, back to the Porsche. And now on to the Carrera GT, something extremely special in and of itself, but this one is even more special because this is one of 3 cars modified by Bowden Auto House, a shop out in California that decides Carrera GTs aren't crazy enough. So they put on these amazing twist HRE wheels. I think they look fantastic on this car. They put on an exhaust, a custom exhaust, on only 3 cars, and they're all wrapped. So there's a blue one, I believe a purple one, could be wrong, and then this one in British Racing Green, which looks absolutely marvelous under the trees, here in the sunlight. Oh my goodness, it just looks nuts. Terracotta interior. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. And the special thing that I like here is that they wrapped over the US marker lights. That makes me happy. Here's something arguably even more special. This is an Alfa Romeo 8C 2300. Now, a lot of people might not know what this car is, but it's very special for one reason. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Patrick, why is there a Ferrari logo on an Alfa Romeo? Because these are the cars that Enzo Ferrari originally raced before founding the company. Without this car, Ferrari wouldn't exist, and on top of that, Lamborghini wouldn't exist, Pagani wouldn't exist. So these cars are super special and very influential to the supercar world as we know it today, and hardly anybody knows about them. Very interesting. And speaking of Ferraris, look at that gorgeous 330. Absolutely spectacular. Bit of a supercar presence today. STO and Verde Citreo with the orange accents, and the Porsche GT4 RS. Not a supercar technically, but it's still really cool. A lot of those around now, but my goodness, I want to drive one so badly. And a beautiful red 458. Ooh, and that F12. That one's a clean one. And a Pista. Line of Ferraris here. Kind of ruining my flow, but my goodness, these are pretty. Obviously, Rosso Corsa is the color of choice for many owners here. And I mean, it's just a do-everything color. It looks fantastic. Oh, that F12 is just perfect. I love that car. Even if it's a red tan car, still love it. And that Pista is nice. White Roma too. White pearlescent Roma. That looks absolutely fantastic. And the blue Corsa 488 Spider. Very nice. After following the Ferraris, I've found many, many more Ferraris. Good stuff here. This black 430 looks absolutely magnificent. Red 458 Spider, one of my all-time favorites. Blue Cali T over there, very fantastic. Dark red 330 and 328, very nice stuff here. There's 456 and the 355, and that lovely 430 and 458. 512 TR, very rare, very limited. Love that. Just lots of beautiful Ferraris here today, including this Roma. I love this car. One of my favorite specs on a Roma. This color is called Celeste. This was the launch color of the Roma Spider. And it's a color from the 60s, and it looks absolutely magnificent. I know it's kind of a polarizing color to some, but I mean, it looks fantastic. And the Roma's a bit of a polarizing car too. And this just really makes it look unique. But very, very fantastic. A fantastic yellow 458 Spider. Blue California. Just a lot of amazing Ferraris here today. And that STO. Not a Ferrari, but still a cool car nonetheless. Look at that Pista, that thing is awesome. Check this out, an actual steam car. Never seen one of these functioning in operation before. It's so, so cool. Listen to the chuffing. Can't really hear it because he's going slow. But my goodness, that is so cool. Here's a car I've been wanting to see for a very long time and I've never seen in the flesh before. This is a 997 Porsche 911 Speedster, finished in this absolutely marvelous blue. Not sure which shade of blue it is, but look at that. Fuchs alloys from factory. 997 is one of my favorite generations of 911. In fact, I think it is my favorite generation of 911. It just looks so good, so classy. My goodness, this thing is awesome. Continuing on with the Porsches, all generations, all models as usual, but continuing on with the 997 theme, here is a 997.1 GT3 RS in orange. It's just a cool car. I love these cars so much. Just a really incredible driver's car. Got the orange roll cage, the big wing. It's just so cool. Love these cars. And while I was filming those Porsches, another Volkswagen showed up. And the CGT is running, so I'll do a bit about the Veyron in a second. And as the CGT has just moved, Hamilton Collection Senna is here. Very nice. Let's get a Veyron startup. Oh, it's already running. Very quiet car. Absolutely spectacular car. Love the HREs on it. Brought by Chicago Motor Cars in blue, with a blue interior too. Very bold, but I love this spec. Absolute cash spec on this car. And honestly, putting HREs on this car is a really good move, considering that every 3 years, you have to replace the wheels and tires anyways. And that's a $60,000 expense. So why not put some new custom wheels on it that maybe might not be lighter, but they look cool, they look modern, and this is just cool. Love the spec on this car. Absolutely insane. Another trailer from Chicago Motor Cars. They're really going hard today. Unloading something. We'll see what it is. Oh, now that's nice. One of one Miami Blue 4GT. Very cool stuff here. And a vintage Ferrari in the back. This is cool. How cool is this? Chicago Motor Cars also bringing the blue roof turbo. That is absolutely nuts. And a brand new white Z06. Very cool stuff with the red interior. Looks really, really good. This is crazy. Also brought by Chicago Motor Cars is this McLaren 720S. Now, in the grand scheme of things that they've brought, it doesn't seem like that rare of a car, but actually, technically, this is the rarest car here, because this one has a Novatec and Largo kit, one of only 15 kits in the world. I think CMC has sold 2 or 3 of them, which is really interesting. It's very aggressive, even more aggressive than the 720S design. It just looks insane, though. I think I prefer how the Senna looks over there. Not sure. What do you guys think of this kit? Do you like it? Do you not? Let me know. Here sits one of my favorite cars of all time. Definitely my top 10 dream cars, maybe even top 5. This is a 2009 Aston Martin DBS in Casino Royale Gray with the manual transmission. These are just awesome. I think this is the most perfect design, and it's the most perfect car. 5.9 liter V12, manual transmission, and it just looks absolutely spectacular. And just look at this car. This is the hardcore version of the DB9. Look at that carbon fiber diffuser there. Absolutely spectacular. I'm a huge James Bond fan, so I need to have one of these at some point in time. It's featured in 2 movies, in Gray and Casino Royale, and then at the beginning of Quantum of Solace as well. It's just such a good car, and oh my gosh, I need to have one of these at some point in the future. Quite the trifecta here between this old Rolls Royce, the Jag XK150, and this McLaren 12C Spider. I haven't seen many 12C Spiders in the last long while because, well, let's be honest, most of them are broken, but this one is so nice. Volcano red. I've always loved the 12C. It's such an incredible design, and for being McLaren's first supercar, I think the styling is just so good. I love the 12C so much, except for the fact that it's an unreliable hunk of crap, but still pretty cool. And in this color, it looks nice.
Host checked it out.
This isn't the checked it out video.
Host checked it out. Check this out.
The Lancia Stratos is here. Ferrari Dino V6. This was Lancia's supercar, though it wasn't really meant to be a supercar. It is a mid-engine rally car. This thing is absolutely insane. The proportions are just nuts. It is tiny, but it is wide. It is so darn cool. Oh my gosh. Love the plate too. From Continental, that amazing collection of cars. Just so cool to see. And speaking of obscure supercars, check out this Spiker C8 Laviolette, the coupe version of the Spiker, so it's rare. I think only 85 of these were built. This car is commonly referred to as the poor man's Bugatti, but look at that interior. Absolutely insane, all milled from aluminum. Audi 4.2 V8 tied to a 6-speed manual transmission. So it is a genuine driver's car as well. It's very small, very light. Compared to this Porsche right here, it's not that much bigger. And keep in mind, this is a car from the 2000s as well. But I would love to have a Spiker at some point. It's so different to everything else that's out right now, and it's so cool. Such a quirky car. And here's a car you can't get in the US, a Lotus Elise S1, the original generation of the Elise, on Cuban plates. If you've been watching for a while, you know I'm a sucker for foreign plates on cars. Not many of them around, but look at that interior. Corbeau seats, just very bare bones, but it is a driver's car. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to have all the creature comforts that all these cars have today. Very much like this Porsche, this RS America, the 964 in red. Absolutely gorgeous car. Very, very nice car there. But this is such an insane lineup of cars. Not even part of the show, I might add. These is just basically an overflow lot. Should tell you how crazy the show is inside, but honestly, I think I prefer these over the show. Unreal. Lime Rock Edition E92. One of only 200. That is insane. So cool to see that. Oh, it makes a lovely noise too. Here's something crazy, a Aston V12 Vantage Roadster, one of only 333 units, the end of the line variant of this generation of Vantage with the V12. Very cool stuff. Look at this spec, absolutely insane. It's a very dark blue, almost black color. Love this car so much. It's got the high wing, it's just wider, it's more low, it's just a race car. It looks so cool. This car featured in the last video, but I would like to feature it again just because it is so special. In 73 Carrera RS 2.7 in the John Deere spec. Very pretty car. Essentially the road-going race car of the time. Just insane. I'm so cool to see. It is a 7-figure car now, and it's just so cool. Love this color. Here's something cool, a 1970 Oldsmobile Cutlass Pace Car Edition. I'm filming this specifically for my dad. So hi, Dad. Here's a car that is featured in a couple videos before, the McLaren MSOX, the 1 of 10, based on the 570 platform, sort of the 620R before the 620R came out. This one particular is spec'd to match F1 GTR 10R, which I now have a physical visual of, not just bringing up an old picture of it. It's featured a couple times before, but very interesting car. Here's something incredibly special. You might think this is a De Tomaso Pantera, and it is. And it looks very different from a traditional Pantera, but this is a 91 Pantera 90 SI, one of only 41. This is the final run of the Pantera, almost a 20-year run in 3 different decades, kind of like the Countach, but my goodness, it is. I didn't think that this was an OEM Pantera, but this is all factory. This is all stock, which is just nuts. Unreal duality between these two electric Mercedes and the top fuel dragster over here. Absolutely nuts.
I'll buy this for $300,000, then they can save money on gas.
Yeah. Don't know who that was. 2001 called. They want their BMW back. Kind of interesting to see this in the middle of like a Carrera RS and a lot of other multi-million-dollar cars, but it's kind of interesting too. It's kind of nostalgic. And that's about it for today. Forgot to film an outro on site, but it is what it is. But for my first time at Geneva Concours, I can say that I am thoroughly and genuinely impressed. Wide array of cars. Obviously, your supercars, your hypercars, but then your tuner cars and your muscle cars, and then cars from like the 1910s, like the steam car. Super cool stuff. It's really all things to all people who love cars. Like if you love any sort of car, there is something for you at Concours, which is really cool. And of course, if you enjoyed the cars you saw in the video today, how could you not? I don't know. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This is me, Patrick, the King of Cars. Thank you for watching. Take care.